What's up, Geeks and Gamers? Mike and I are back with another epic movie review, this time reviewing Transformers Rise of the Beasts. During the 90s, a new faction of Transformers, the Maximals, joined the Autobots as allies in the battle for Earth. The most epic battle of all time, everyone. So, we are here, and so, Mike, right off the bat, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this film. And
Yep.
I think that one of the best things that we can all agree on, just right out of the gate, is that Michael Bay is no longer involved. Bumblebee, the film that came out previous to this one, was actually pretty decent, and I think this one is also a good follow up to that. And I'm excited to see where this franchise continues to go now that Michael Bay doesn't seem to have his grubby little fingers and everything that's involved with Transformers. But I want to hear your initial thoughts about Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah, man. My bar was not very high for this movie. I was not expecting much. In fact, I was like, okay, this movie's probably gonna not be very fun or very good. Even without Michael Bay, I was like, it's still probably not gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I wasn't gonna get the level of Beast Wars characterization that I would have liked to. Beast Wars is an amazing show, and I love it a lot. But I will say I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. It's not perfect. It's not this incredible piece of cinema. It doesn't break any new boundaries, but it was a fun time. If you're a fan of Beast Wars, if you're a fan of Transformers, I think there's something to be enjoyed here. The Maximals were pretty great. Um, the characterization of the different Transformers was actually pretty good. I was really worried about Pete Davidson because they were like, "Oh, he's a Transformer," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh no." He actually was pretty good.
yeah,
Especially when there's like some bad jokes. There's some obviously like terrible line delivery in this, and he straight up like acknowledges it. He like makes a really, really crappy joke at one point in the movie, and he's like, "Yeah, that I can't believe I said that out loud. That was awful."
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so like that happens. I don't know, man. I had a surprisingly good time with this film. I think there's a lot to enjoy here. And the parts that I didn't enjoy didn't take me so far out of the movie that I was like, oh my gosh, or anything. It was very much a blockbuster fun time, like summer movie to go watch and check out. So
Yeah, for sure. I would say that some of the best moments in this film are, when you have all the Transformers together and they're all kind of like, riffing and stuff a little bit, and
yep.
there's a lot of varying pieces of conflict going on between them, and I thought that those were some of the better moments of the film. I wasn't like, I wasn't totally sold on the film. Like I was enjoying it throughout the process, but the
Yeah.
the thing that really sold the film to me was the final showdown, the climax of the film. I thought that they handled that really, really well.
Yep.
And there's a lot of great moments in there. It was definitely kind of on the scale of like an Avengers type of showdown at the end of an Avengers film and stuff. In a lot of ways, you had a lot of great different dramatic moments that were going on, and so I thought that they really ended this film on a really high note, and I thought that was really, really cool to see. So as the film kind of progressed, it continued to kind of build and get better as it went along, and so because of that, I think that definitely helped my enjoyment of the film.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's the thing, yeah, the climax really works. There's like two little tropey things in the climax I was not a huge fan of. I won't say them out loud, but like, one character's trying to do a thing and then like they run into an obstacle and you're like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. And then there's like another thing that I was like, I've never seen this before in a Transformers film, and I don't necessarily know how to feel about it, but whatever. It comes into play later, and I'm like, whatever, fine. It's a thing, One of the things I will say too about this film is in specifically the Transformers, Maximus Prime is awesome. He's very much Maximus Prime from Beast Wars. Um, he's the more realized character because obviously they're from the future that got thrown in the past. Optimus Prime has like a character arc in this movie that I didn't expect. He's
Mm-hmm.
kind of jaded. He's kind of cynical. He's really distrustful of humans in the beginning. And there's a little bit of character development there. And there's some like interactions between him and Maximus that I think would have been awesome to have seen, like, or it was awesome to see, but would have been like really cool if like there was ever like a major Transformers Beast Wars like crossover where he gets to interact with Optimus Prime about his perception of who Optimus is and who Optimus becomes. And I thought that that was a really cool throwback. I will say, if you're a fan of Beast Wars, in the climax, there is a moment that happens that actually gave me chills.
Yeah.
There's a line drop that just like totally is awesome. There's also a surprising moment in the end that there's a musical sequence that happens, and I know that that sounds really goofy, but trust me, it's not. It's actually really cool, and I was like, this is actually a fun time. So yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had here in the climax, and then at the very end, I will say there is a post-credit scene in this film, but before that, there's at the very end of the movie, there's a potential for something happening in future films that surprised me a lot. There's like a mic drop moment where they're like, by the way, and I was like, oh my gosh, really? Okay, I can see that happening. So I won't spoil what it is. You got to go check it out. But overall, man, I will say this movie was a good time. I think you should see it in theaters. If you're looking for something to watch, if you're not a fan of the Transformers movies, you know, this isn't going to win you over, but if you like them, if you enjoyed them, or even if you loved them, this is definitely better than Michael Bay's last two outings. This is consistent with like Bumblebee, the better quality, the better Transformers, more fun. And it's definitely worth seeing in theaters and on the big screen just because it's a massive spectacle. So yeah, if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, I say you should go check it out. And if you're a fan of Transformers, absolutely a must watch. So
yeah, absolutely. I thought that the Transformers were pretty great in this film, and there's a lot of really cool moments that happen. You know, and it's definitely not a perfect film by any means, but it's definitely an enjoyable ride in the theater. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that it's definitely worth watching in theaters, and even just for the spectacle alone, and for some pretty great action sequences that happen in the film. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to seeing where they kind of go with this, especially with the the little bit there at the end. It got me really excited to see how that's going to work with kind of what they're going to be tying in with everything. So it's going to be interesting. And if you've seen the film, you know exactly what we're talking about. So please let us know in the comments below what you thought about the ending of this film, and what you think about the film in general. I definitely think that it's worth checking out in theaters. So let me know what you think about this, and let us know in the comments below if you've seen it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you go check out geeksandgamers.com and become a member over there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you all in another review very soon. Bye.